Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to be watching. This is Risco in Tokyo coming at you with some more, um, dreams. Yes, hi, words from my mouth. I'm talking and speaking. Why does it say that the dream stream was 33 seconds ago? The dream stream is now, MFer. I don't know why I did it like that, why I said it like that, but whatever, restart Steam. It's not like I'm not doing anything with Steam right now. I was just checking out if they had Corpse Party. I've heard good things about Corpse Party. I know it's very old, although apparently there's a 2021 remake or yeah, a chapter. I don't effing know. All I know is that it's Japanese school kids. They're in a school. There's a party. There's corpses. I'm guessing. I don't know. It seems like something that would be up my alley. Possibly. Payday was yesterday, and I got like a little bit of money, not like a lot of money, but I bought a dog collar for me. I don't own a dog. I don't know why you would assume that we've spoken about the apartment. It's very small. It's far too small for a dog, and certainly far too small for a dog that would fit the collar that I bought, but it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and the collar that I've got right now is starting to show its wear and or tear, in that it originally started life as a belt, and I've just about sweated through the rivets. And that's a problem, you know, you don't want, like, the rusting. The rivets are rusting off, and the leather is going pretty bad, but I'm really worried about the rusty rivets. Like, what if they nick my neck, and then the rust gets into my bloodstream? You would think after stepping on so many bloody nails, rusty nails, and not getting tetanus, that I wouldn't worry about my homemade belt collar giving me tetanus, but at the same time, it would be one of those things, right? That would be the most appropriate thing to happen, not the sensible thing like, oh, you've stepped on another rusty nail, here's your tetanus. That would be something completely silly and unexpected, like, here, you've went through the trouble of turning this old belt into a collar that you really like and you wear all the time, and now it's giving you tetanus. Haha, tetanus. But I'm not down with the tetanus life, so I'm thinking that it was time. It was time to invest. Invest in a new collar. Oh, I leveled up. Fancy us. They're gonna claim that they know what we like to do, but they're never right. You're level 45. We know what you like to do. It's play. I mean, ish. Ish. I do like to play. That's not wrong. Oh, hey. Nestor 180? Nestor 180, if you're watching this on the VOD, because I know sometimes that you do watch the VODs on the YouTubes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was very kind of you. I think we looked at Trip's Voyage last week, except not last week, but the week. Oh my gosh, that looks kind of awesome. Actually, I want to check this out. 2 weeks ago, I think we looked at Trip's Voyage 2 weeks ago. I think we wrapped on Trip's Voyage. Oh, the nostalgia. Not like really a ton of nostalgia, but I do appreciate the fact that they've replicated the old PlayStation logo and the PlayStation load up sound. It's a memory. I have memories. Not many of them, but I have them. Oh my gosh, this is by Nestor. Oh. Rock on Nestor. Nestor's pretty good people. Robbie the Robot, how to play. I'm a big fan of knowing how to play. L button for move, good. X button for jump. Like the fact that our robot's got like a little thinking animation going on there. That's pretty cool. Square and circle to attack. L1 and R2 to look around. I will continue. I will start. This looks so very much like old school PS1 games, though. It's not quite a jumping flash, but okay, we're gonna Can I? Oh gosh, it killed me. I are dead. I'm trying to. Can I? Okay, I can not jump on it. Okay, so these don't die. Maybe we need to get upgraded boots. Is there an attack? There is an attack. Oh, maybe I got to attack them. Okay, never mind. They totally die. No problem. Now the shoe is on the other foot. My friend, the shoe is on the other foot, and it's a glove. And it's a glove that's made of death. For you. Okay, so the white boxes are health. Good to know, good to know. Getting ourselves some coins. I can't hear music, but I think that's just because I've got the headphones turned down fairly low. Hold on, let me crank up the headphones just a little bit. Okay, there is music there. It's very staticky, which is interesting. It's an interesting design choice. Good. Oh, got a little bit of a beat going on here. Do, do, do. They stopped the beat. Like, as soon as I said there was a beat, they stopped it. Or maybe I just stopped being able to hear it. Because that does happen sometimes. My ears are not, as you would say, precise. I don't have great ears. Us! Rabbits! Hey, it is a dream to see you too. How are you doing? I hope that life is being really good on you. We beat the main quest, the main story of Resident Evil 4, and it was a trip. I don't... Oh gosh! Okay, so the water kills us. Keep that in mind. Basically, the water will kill you. We need to find a better save point, because this is not working for us. Doing well. I've drowned myself in the depth of the new Yu-Gi-Oh card game this morning. I saw folks talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. And is it better than Duel of the Roses? Because if I recall... Oh, come on! I totally made that jump. Because the only Yu-Gi-Oh, like... Sorry, I had a hiccup there for a second. The only Yu-Gi-Oh game that I can remember watching anybody play is the Duel of the Roses one, and it's weird, and it seemed very painful. Okay, we need to get the timing down on this platform a little bit better. Okay. Oh, yes! Chain point? Checkpoint! Yay, checkpoint! And they don't give us a 1-up at 100 coins. That's kind of cheap. Out of my way! I am a very important robot with very important things to do. Duel of the Roses I've never played. I looked at some screenshots on Google, and I don't know, it looked like a Fire Emblem game. I've never played any of the Fire Emblem games, so I can't comment on that. But what I saw of the gameplay just looked completely miserable. And the stream that I watched, I don't think they won a single duel. It's basically more of a strategy game. Okay. So is the new Yu-Gi-Oh is not like that, I'm gonna guess? I've never played a computer card game. I know that they've been all the rage recently. Yu-Gi-Oh is just traditional Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, so kind of like a Magic the Gathering arena type of deal then. I am going to guess. Alright, these platforms have got some kind of timing on them. If you have PS Online access, it's free on PSN. It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters. Um, well, but so my PSN is, or my, oh wait, it's free on PSN. Not PS Plus, because the my PS Plus free games are different than the ones elsewhere. I mean, I think every region's got different games. It's not just mine. Uh, my free game was, I was gonna say Pokemon Scramble, but that's not right. Um, PS5 Scramble, which we might play on stream someday. I keep on forgetting that I actually downloaded it. Ludo! Ludo, how are you doing as well? I hope that you are having a wonderful evening, which is not evening where you are, but it's certainly evening where I am. Rule of Rose in a basement. Wait, hold on a second. This thing is gonna kill me before I can read. Played Rule of Rose in the basement like 11 years ago. I just remember it's a historical conflict with Yu-Gi-Oh characters. Now, well, hold on. Let's not get our games mixed up now, because I'll get confused. Rule of Rose is a survival horror. I think it's the one with the dog, but I don't remember 100%. Duel of Rose is the Yu-Gi-Oh game. Although I would say that a creepy basement 11 years ago is probably the best place to play Rule of Rose. It seems like it would get the aesthetic down. Doing good. Did some laundry. Laundry is always a deep comfort to me. Oh, oh my gosh, Panda! Panda, it is so good to see you. It has been so long. I hope that you are doing really well. I will leave to you to elaborate as much as you would or would not like to, but at least that you are in a stable space with internet access. Now, you did miss our Biohazard 4 playthrough main quest, but you will be able to see the Ada side quests, because those will be next week. But unfortunately, Leon's story is done. Imagine if space just became unstable. That would be wild. I mean, mine always feels unstable. Can't stay for too long. The internet's here sort of limited. Well, I'm glad that you came in at least for a little bit, and please be taking care of yourself. I had more words that I wanted to say, but I'm just glad to see you in chat. But have a wonderful night. Unstable how though? Unstable like I always feel like I'm one paycheck away from destitution. From being destitute. In terms of physics, reality just starting to glitch out. I mean, isn't that just dissociation? Oh, that's, I mean, experiential reality as opposed to actual reality, I suppose. I just said I suppose twice in the same sentence. I need to have my English license revoked. It's a good thing I'm not teaching anymore. Although I did dream last night, and I hated it, that I was teaching at Nova again. One of my coworkers was my manager, but he had grown out a giant, like, long flowing gray hippie hairstyle, which was not a good look on him, because now the boy was a very nice lad. He was a very good lad, but he was going piebald. It happens to people. It wouldn't have been a good look if he had lengthened out the back to be like full on hippie. As long as I get in the turn into a cis girl glitch, I mean, I think we glitching out into our preferred gender, our actual gender. Fuck that preferred. No, we're not down with preferred. We're down with actualities here. But it would make life a lot easier. No questions about that. Level complete. That was the first level. Also, my the Nova school that I was teaching at was once again in the location of the Impossible Mall, which a lot of my dreams take place in the Impossible Mall, and I kind of hate that too. Because as a part of my dream, I really needed to find a bathroom, which is a common plot element that happens in dreams that take place in the Impossible Mall. I did find a bathroom, but this time the bathroom was open. It was like packed with people, and there were no actual stalls. It was just like, it was like open floor plan. It was very, very uncomfortable. But the quest allowed me to be late for class, and then I was doubly late for class because I didn't have any teaching materials prepared, and it was just a really weird dream. I kind of hated it. It's not the first time I've had this dream. Nestor shared menu with you. What is menu? Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. Wanna... Why am I grabbing me? Oh, I get it. Wanna leave a quick message for Nestor? Comments. And... Thanks for sharing. The robot level. I've already forgotten the name. I feel terrible. It was fun and old school. Sorry about the beeping noise if the beeping noise comes through. Space is kind of unstable, to be honest. It's curved and expanding. Imagine a cookie dough placed on a bowl and then put in the oven, kind of like that. Does this mean that we're going to end up with more or fewer chocolate chunks? Because I could definitely use more chocolate chunks in my life. I either have too many or too few chocolate chunks or snacky things in general in my life. I probably don't need as many snacky things as I've got, but... Now, what are we doing? Where are we going? Dreams Weekly Roundup. Giblets? Or giblets? Surrounded by a vagabond gang of sentient poultry, you have 10 seconds to herd them over the edge. It was always going to come with this. For anyone who doesn't know, my life imploded pretty badly just before New Year's Eve. Shriney and I ended up breaking up, and I moved to the other side of the country. I'm in a safe place, but I don't have my PC set up properly. I'm just glad that you're in a safe place, Panda. And I'm glad that you feel comfortable sharing that with the chat in general. But hopefully that things will continue to move in an upward direction. Rabbit says the density changes over time, but the amount of chocolate chunks is sadly the same. Oh, I hate that, Rabbit. I hate that. Okay, so how do I've only got 10 seconds. Off the edge! Off the edge with you! Ah, Kuso! I art dead. This is kind of a thing. I don't know how I feel about this, but... Can I rotate the camera? I'd like to do that. Boga, 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 boga. Oh, they are clever. Off the edge with you, giblets. No more giblets. Oh, I should have had him over on that side. If I had only known. Theoretically, instantaneous creation is still possible. You could magically get another chocolate chunk out of the blue, but it's pure chance. I mean, if I'm going to instantaneously what summon? Let's go with summon. If I'm going to instantaneously summon, as much as I love chocolate chunks, I'm probably not going to summon the chocolate chunks. I'd probably summon HRT, if we're going to be honest. This is what the kitchen's like when I cook. I like the chaos energy there. Panda? Oh. Is that what you're gonna be like? You're gonna be like the big boy. Oh, crumbs. Okay, we gotta get them all in the center. Just be in the center. There you go. Oh, come on! Thank you! I got rid of the big boy. That's all that matters. Does your kitchen have, like, giant random robo buzzsaws? Because that sounds pretty awesome. And I'm there for it. Are gerbils in the giblets? They may be. I've never queried a gerbil. I mean, I've talked to hamsters before, but I didn't think to ask them, what the fuck is it? Why did the cow explode? Why did the cow explode? No, that giant chicken was just flexing at me. Oh shit. Okay, the cow's gonna explode again. Damn you, cow! This is tough. Oddly tougher than I expected. Wait, I just had this. Oh, now it's got bombs. They've set us up the bomb. So I don't... Giant buzzsaws are required when your pizza is the size of a car. I love that. I haven't had a good pizza in forever. The last pizza I had was frozen pizza, and frozen pizza tastes of poverty and depression. Oh, now I'm the giblet. I think we did pretty good. Wait, there's more? What the fuck? Run! Okay, this is amazing, but I also kind of... I'm kind of done with it. Why did that feel like failure? Alright, I think this is the last stage I'm gonna do. I think I've tasted all the giblet that I need. Gerbils detest giblets, but they have to gerrymander away the joblins from the giblet jars. Joblins are Gene's goblins. Hive! It's wonderful to see you, Hive. I hope that you're doing very well. We're chasing these chickens off the edge. Hopefully to their doom. You are doing great. That is very good to hear. There was something I was going to tell you, and now I've completely and utterly forgotten what it was. Which is par for the course. Oh gosh. Why does it keep on saying stashed on the bottom? I don't think my dog collar is gonna come here tonight. And that makes me sad. I would like my dog... Oh my god, they cut me in half. That's just brutal. This is hell. I'm in hell. It's not even a cool hell. Alright, I'm done. I've had all the giblets that I need. But this is underwater. I thought I had all the... Oh my god, they've got little snorkels! They've got snorkels! How... The level of amazing here is just... It's too much. I can't stop. Oh, we've got... I mean, it's invasion day, so I guess having a boomerang is... apropos? Maybe? I don't know how I feel about that level. Not happy with that one. Okay, no, but for real, we're good now. We're good. This was fun. I liked it. But I think, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with the boomerang level. I think I'm just tired of it. Endless crowd experiment. Can you find 14 rare traits? Playing around with creating large crowds using emitted LODs. Hope this inspires creators to populate their worlds with more extras using similar technique to give a more inhabited feel. That sounds kind of neat, but I don't care. Small collection of worlds, and it's epic. I'll add more in the future. I would like to look at that. No. I like small collections of worlds. I like dioramas. No, go back. This is reminding me that I should really install Dreams. I mean, if you want. I do hope that you end up enjoying Dreams. I hope that you find some creations that kind of tickle your fancy and wet your whistle, so to speak. Day-night scene. Oh, wow! This is good. Oh, I totally need to send you some, Hive. If you are comfortable doing so, DM me your PSN name, and I can maybe send some dreams your way that I can recommend. Because I can do that in-game. Although, no, I can't do that in-game until you actually start the game. So, never mind. At your leisure. Forgotten Spirit Shrine. This is just slick. Free camera mode is here. Just wowzers? But the good kind of wowzers, not the bad kind? That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go and look at these fish. Look at these fish! Panda, you have a wonderful night. Get all the rest that you need. Take all the time that you need. We're back on a regular schedule. We love you, and we're wishing just all the best comes your way. Well, I say we, but I think I can speak for everybody here, but definitely I. There should be an I in there. That's a good point. It is a different schedule. I should have probably mentioned that point. Look at these fish, though. These fish. They're just swimming around. Some person, some cool guy, gal, or non-binary pal just put together fish logic and then shared it, I assume, unless this creator put together the fish logic themselves, which is possible. Jinkies. Are there fish in Call of Duty Ghosts? I think this is the last one, and that's okay. This was all kind of great. Yes, I will absolutely thumbs that up. Who did that? Dowell the Dude. Dowell the Dude is level 152. Fancy. Fancy, fancy. Oh, Alice! How you doing? Hoping that your health continues to improve day by day and every day. I think that would be pretty great. Okay, I gotta look at the Frigid Sea. The question asks, the level asks the very difficult question, how did it get here? Hive says their big E3 presentation about how they were finally upgrading their engine specifically mentioned one, they were making updates to their next-gen audio engine that just ended up making it do what Battlefield games were doing in the prior generation. And two, they had fish AI. Dreams community already ahead of the curve with Call of Duty Ghosts. They're like, you had to make a big deal of it? We just did fish. We just did fish. Made it for the community. Go fish. I feel... the scene is making me feel very languid, but also intrigued. How did this fridge get here? Now, if we notice, like, the fridge design is very old school. It's got the rounded corners. It's split. It's bifurcated along the horizontal, not along the vertical. Indicating, like, we're probably looking at a fridge from the 50s, but we don't see any wear and tear on the fridge. You know? It's not rusted. It's not dinged up. So it would appear as though the fridge hasn't been here long enough to attract a bird, but not long enough to get abraded. Perhaps, did this fridge fall through time? Is this fridge dislodged? Is it suffering from disconnect? And what does the bird indicate? What is the deeper significance of this bird? Here the bird is at rest, but birds are always at flight. Now, fridges are filled with food, and we often go to rest when we're feeling comforted or we are in need of comfort. So, I'm just talking bullshit and I don't have nearly enough drugs. That would be to say a level of drugs above 0 for me to really commit to the bit. And I feel disappointed by that. Had this been 20 years ago, and had all the marijuana I could possibly need, which is totally not true. It was always like every 3 weeks or so, and you've got to just like really push the dealer, be like, dude, have you got any? And he says, I'm not holding. And be like, you think you're going to be holding in a couple of days? And he'd be like, I don't know. I hated it. I was giving it my best shot, Hive. I was thinking more, you know, sophomore year university student, but art critic and sophomore year university student are so very, very close. I mean, you could have Harrison Ford in that fridge. Better than anything that Stephen King would have put in a fridge. And we know exactly what Stephen King would put in a fridge. It would be large flying leeches that look like shell pasta and the decayed body of Patrick Hocksetter. That's what goes in Stephen King's fridge. Frog. What does it mean that the fridge says frog? Is it a French fridge? Alright. Oz, Kronos, it is wonderful to see you. Kronos, before you ask, I have not watched the Commando video yet, but I will watch that video tomorrow while I am uploading my content to the YouTubes. Yes, that is my promise. It probably won't take me an hour to upload my content to the YouTubes, but is an American fridge making fun of the French? I mean, by its very existence, probably. Did the fridge cause an international incident? Is that what the bird represents? Is it the rock dove of peace? Sitting on the... I got nothing. I got nothing. It is good to see you though, Kronos. The bird is on fridge duty, apparently. I want to point out specifically though, as much as I'm just kind of merrily bullshitting my way through this. This looks beautiful. Like the water. I mean, we're looking at the water here. This actually looks like water to a great degree, far more than water has looked like in creations that I'm remembering. So Dreams came out when? Was it April of 2019? I want to say roundabout, like beta of Dreams came out April 2019. So this is where we are in the design space. This is what we can do in the design space now, and that's pretty impressive. I am honestly, no joke, pretty damn impressed. It's even got a nice bob on it. I mean, the bird is nice too, but I'm assuming the bird's name is not Bob. This water looks like water to a greater degree than the water in the new Pokemon game. Though that's an unfair comparison, the new Pokemon game is an uncommonly ugly game. Really though? I haven't really seen anything of the new Pokemon game, so... That's the Arcturus Legends? Is it? Not Sword and Shield, right? There's a new one after Sword and Shield? Alright, I've had my full of the fridge, so we're going to bounce out of that. But I will thumbs it up, because it's amazing. I heard there was some like wonky little bit of world building that was added up at the beginning of that kind of took people a bit by surprise. Or maybe just took one person on my TL a bit by surprise. But they did not elaborate on what it was. So now I am just very confused. Let us... Pokemon, that's like the Pikachu, right? That's those Valiant Beasts that the kids like. I mean, some adults also like Pokemon. Ludo. Seriously, no joke. I would be super down to play Pokemon, the new Pokemon Snap. I loved Pokemon Snap when it came out. Dream Shaping Reshaped. Dream Shaping has a new coat of paint featuring an overhauled Dream Shaping menu. Oh shit. I'm not gonna look at this on stream because I think it'd be chunky, but if they updated. Yes, talk. I can do. If they updated how creation is handled in Dreams to make it a little bit more accessible to people, that would be pretty effing awesome. I would be absolutely down with that. Because I just found creation to be awkward as fuck. Oh, I don't want to look at that pumpkin with a spider coming out of its mouth. Hive says I wouldn't mind if it were just like the level of Sword and Shield in terms of visuals. Already a game that did not look good, but it honestly looks like a game devoid of art direction. Oh gosh, that sucks. Pokemon's nice and all, but have you ever heard of PalWorld? It's an upcoming Pokemon lookalike, and the trailer advertises as such until they started pulling out gun moves. So that's not Pokemon. Okay, because I did see a couple screenshots of PalWorld, and I thought that it was a Pokemon spin-off. I was very confused. Hive says it kind of does look like they had 3 different teams working on assets for the game that were working in their own separate art styles. Weird. Excuse me, Ludo, point of contention here. Blastoise has always had guns. Now, we could make the joke that Machamp has also always had guns, but Pokemon with guns sounds like Persona 3. I'm... You're not wrong, Hive. You're not wrong. Crosstown Express is submat trains, convenient way around the city, but for more specific destinations, you'll need to hail an autocab. This is a story location from an upcoming Tech Noir. Do I want to look at that? Maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to the roundup. Let's just try some surfing. Good call, Alice. That's an incredibly good call. Yes, yes. I've just speaking of, I had to import SMT5 from America because it literally no longer is extant in Australia. That's... Oh, it's sold out to the point that it no longer exists. Okay. I wouldn't have thought that it would be that... Excuse me, I wouldn't have thought that it would have been that big. We have a level called Eat Me. It's by Type Sheila. And the tag is the rabbit Beetle Floyd Stones walks hame on a Friday night. Sounds like a thing. Oh, you know, Atlas, any non-Persona game, they ship like 500 copies to Australia and call it a day? Eat me! Eat me! Eat me! Oh, I honestly just did, Ludo, with your pointing it out. Also, this is just playing itself. I guess it's just a video. I thought this was actually a level. I mean, it looks nice, though. The title of the dream was Eat Me! Like, literally, that's the name of the level. Press Y to trip. I don't remember any of my experiences with LSD with any particular granularity, except for the one that had the magical cat. But I don't recall any of them being quite this vibrant. The pulsing, though, the pulsing is like on point. It sure looks like the kind of thing you get while listening to Beatles, Pink Floyd, and the Rolling Stones. 3 bands that I listen to as little as humanly possible, Ludo. Mostly Pink Floyd, but I have a Pink Floyd allergy, and I come by that honestly. I never particularly liked the Beatles. I don't discount their import. I know that they had a large degree of impact on the world of Western music, but like, it's like whatever. I don't know if I'm too cool for it, but I'm definitely not down with it. Like, most of the the big popular stuff, like that you would have been able to hear on classic rock radio stations from about the 60s to the mid 80s, I'm not there for it. All you gotta do is stay awake for 4 days and you see shadow people and walls with moving textures. Hive. But, so here's the thing about that. I hate that. That's not a supremely uncommon thing in my life, and I could do without it. I had really bad insomnia in university. Now I've got on and off sort of badness insomnia. Usually 2 days is about as bad as it gets, but there were a couple times in uni when I had like a big chunk of 3 or 4 days of not sleep, and yeah, it's miserable. It is absolutely fucking miserable. Ludo says I stayed up for over 50 hours once, so not sleeping fucks up your body big time. Yes, it does. Hive says, be in your early 20s, have a university administration that does not care and changes things such that I have to stay awake for 4 days straight to finish my coursework. Damn! Jeez, Hive! Were we cribbing from each other's books in uni? Cause, that experience sounds... Are you down with the sickness? Unfortunately, yes, Alice, I am. And I can rock Down with the Sickness in karaoke. I hate to say it, but I can. The only thing I can't do in Down with the Sickness is the wahahaha. I can't commit to the bit, but the rest of it, yeah, I can break it out. Two assignments and 3 exams in the span of a week. Exam period got shifted ahead 2 weeks. Ludo can do the wahahaha. Well, we could just build this song from pieces. I used to be able to do the whole, like, angry at mom spoken word bit in the middle off the top of my head, because I would do it so many times at karaoke. Look, there's a limited number of possible songs that I can do at karaoke. I'm really kind of hating the fact that about 90% of the karaoke that I am good at is Manson. Because he's been, just recently, he's just been on like a turbo sled. Alright, that was cool. I'm gonna give it that. It was cool, but not certain I'm gonna give it the thumbs up. Don't Wake the Baby? That sounds terrifying. I don't like that. I'm not here for it. Dark cave, feeding time. 30-minute wobble. What the fuck? I don't have 30 minutes. Well, it says new stuff in our playlist, but who is the hour here? Is this like MM's playlist? Or is this cribbing from people's playlists all across streams? I don't know. I also don't care. I am noticing a smaller amount of meme levels, though. That's appreciated. It's not just our playlist, it's everyone's. I don't have any playlists at the moment, and I really should do something about that. My play later queue is still kind of borked though, and I don't know why, because we've played all these levels. They shouldn't be on the queue anymore. The people's playlist, along with the people's eyebrow and the people's elbow, are all illegal moves in WWE now. Supper Eyes Turkey Dinner. I'm gonna give that one a pass. I think. Give that one a pass. Drag Flounder? Now, do you... I hate that I have to ask this, but I honestly have to ask this. Do you think that this is a game where the main gameplay mechanic is actually physically pulling a fish? Or is this a game where the main character is a fish in drag? Because it could go either way, and I hate that. What's the third option? I'd love to know the third option. Crystal Planet. I don't know. What looks good? A flounder that's a beat poet and taking drags of a cigarette? I mean, I kind of like that better than mine. Let's just give it a shot. We're gonna try this out. What are you, Drag Flounder? What are you? A very short game made with the awesome new Can I fucking speak today? Apparently not. The lip parts are not... I am not getting the proper lip and tongue action. And as we know, proper lip and tongue action is important for enunciation. Very short game, made with the awesome new 2D platformer template. I added some 3D sections too for fun. Collect coins? Whee! And this is from Venwave. Alright, Venwave, let's check it out. The Dream Lords are conspiring against my mouth flesh. That somehow sounds even worse. Woe is me! Hello, I am Classy Fish. Can you help me? I want to be a vegetarian. Yes, I will help. You must look deep inside yourself. It's not that hard. What is this wide awake nightmare? I was kind of loving it. Now I'm not so sure. Hello, bear. Are you ready to be a vegetarian now? I like our character model. That's actually a pretty cool way of handling it. Whee! Oh, join me, bear. Join me on a level of exploration and fun. Exploration and fun, not necessarily included? Oh, fudge you. This is a game with art direction. I mean, it certainly has a... It's got a thing it's going for. I love the background, though. We've got more fish AI. We've got more and different fish AI. Suck that, Call of Duty. Call of Duty thinks it's so effing cool, but clearly it's not as cool as this. Strawberry? Are we... Was that to help the bear? What the fuck? This is genius. Eat that strawberry, bear. Is that, like, is that a good thing, Hive? Do we want that? And, like, salmon already tastes pretty great, so I don't think it needed to taste like strawberry. You get like one of those shitty fish, the ones that nobody likes. Chrono says the moray eel has two sets of jaws. Second jaw is in the inner part of the mouth that shoots out and pulls the prey into its throat. I love that. I love everything about that, Kronos. I support our xenomorph masters, the moray eels. Okay. Oh, is there a bouncer down there? Or not? Now this is it's a little bit pulled out here. I don't know if it needs to be this pulled out. Oh, we got a watermelon! A watermelon for the bear! Freshly baked up bread buns with butter go hard. That sounds delicious. Unfortunately, Ludo, all I have currently is curry, and I have already partaken of the curry. The curry has been partook. Look at the ground, yo! The ground rises to meet my feet. That is slick. I don't know if I'm fully in love with this level, but I am definitely in love with it. When it sulks in a reef and has two sets of teeth, that's amore. That's amore. Right? I was throwing shade, and the shade did not need to be thrown. Why is there no banana emote? I don't know. That's a good question, game. Why is there no banana emote? Maybe Yume Nikki is just too foundational. They don't know where to go with it. That was an extreme close-up on my fish butt. And I'm okay with that, but at the same time, kind of embarrassed, you know? I don't want people looking at my fish butt. That's for me and me only. Axo! We're already pretty much in Yuminiki territory. I don't know. I mean, like, I haven't found anything that makes my head into like a hand holding an eye. So there's still, there's still a little bit of distance here. Now, I do need to say that the 3D platforming, as 3D platforming tends to be, is kind of bullshit. And the 2D character model means I don't know where my hitbox is. I guess kind of-ish. Yeah, but the camera keeps on swinging back. So it's only a temporary solution. The people who stan Yumaniki got into a fandom war with the people who stan LSD Dream Simulator, and none were alive to make Dreams tributes. That is disturbingly plausible. I could totally see that. Now, do I want to go for the highway, or do I want to see what's over here first? Because I feel like there's more food that we have not yet found for the bear. And Ms. Bear, she needs her food. She's a hungry bear. Like, I mean, surely you've heard of Hungry Man, but wait until you hear of Hungry Bear. Well, you just killed me. But you transported me to a coconut. Look at this bear. This bear's just going to town. See, and if you can go full vegetarian, by the way, only by eating fruit, so that seems kind of off, but whatever, we'll let it go. If you go full vegetarian, you get to make a lizard friend. And who doesn't want a lizard friend? You? Really? Are you gonna say that you don't want a lizard friend? I tried, but it was a bit different. I mean, my experience with vegetarianism was definitely less on the side-scrolling platformer variety, and more on the just learning to cook for myself variety. Shoot hearts to get coins. Speaking of which, I tried making beef stroganoff earlier today. Was it good? One is hoping that it was good. Although the tried to make kind of makes me feel a little bit worried. Oh, that's a shame, Kronos. But next time it's going to be amazing. I did it! We did it! Well, I think we found our I need to write this down so that I can find the thumbnail easily. 1 hour and 4 minute mark. There's our thumbnail. First attempts often suck with recipes, don't get discouraged. Yes. I will third that and underline it. Drag Flounder, you have made my day. I expected little and less, and what I got was amazing. Collections? We don't need collections, really, because we're not making anything. Traps and switches? Oh, we never did finish that, that new story mode. Hyde says, I swear the only reason my cooking has been going well with my first attempts is I have Mum there telling me when to do things. Otherwise, believe you me, things would be burnt. You don't want to be burning shit. Forever popular. No. I mean, Ruckus is amazing. No questions about that. Comic Sans. Oh, but we played that already. It's very hard to, like, not burn spices when they ask you to crackle or temper them. I have never attempted to do that. I am completely gauche. I am loser. I liked Blade Gunner. Blade Gunner was a lot of fun. Omnicart. Omnicart was amazing. Yes. Okay. I mean, there's some good stuff here. I didn't... Did I like The Pilgrim? I don't remember. It says I thumbs upped it, but... Chronos says I also made curry for the first time a few weeks back. It was definitely curry when I was done. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. Well, I trust you on that. My curry is definitely not. Hello, brain, words and brain. Hello, talking, perhaps. My curry is definitely not Indian authentic. I mean, I think definitionally it couldn't be Indian authentic, but it's definitely not. So I should try that. I should try making things from an actual... Oh my god, it's Ramp! Now, it says we've played Ramp, but I don't remember that, so we're gonna try it again. Oh my god, it's Yee! I mean, Ramp, though. I wish we could grab onto the board, because I know we're gonna fall off this shit. You can tell this is year one content based on the starting gate and the character. Yes. Yes, you absolutely can. I don't know if that's to me or if that's to Kronos, but I would love recipes. There are a couple of Indian shops near me, so I can only assume that getting spices would be doable, at least. And I do need to actually remake my spice collection, because it was killed in the move. No, I don't want to fall off. Oh no! No, the skateboard flipped. Oh fuck. Oh darn. Ah! I fell off on hot food in of. Yeah, that was fun, but this is some fun. There's no inexplicable tunnel version in this version. We might not have made it that far. That might have come up after the fall. You know, like Adam and Eve, they have their apple from the fruit of the tree of wisdom, and then the inexplicable tunnel pops up. Tiny Egg Invader? Dear MM developers, thank you for dreams. Cheers. This is from Arseny 3D. Now, the tags are action cinematic, okay. Comedy, sure, they go together. Cutscene, absolutely. Futuristic and historical. Is it a retro future? Is that what they're going for? I could see that being a possible. Why do they call it oven when you off in the food, the cold food, of out hot eat the food? I've heard that a number of times, and it is just as confusing the millionth time as it is the first. Italian pasta ways are very easy. Add salt, sprinkle olive oil into water, bring to a boil, add pasta, taste check after. That's it. That's all you need. Alright, we're some kind of alien demon baby. And I'm here for it. But do we actually get to play? Because I would like to do the playing.
No.
Did that baby just piss itself? Wait, look, I'm not thumbs upping a video with a baby that pisses itself. That's just not gonna happen. Ethan goes to work. In December, I realized I wanted to do something of my own, so here it is. Join #1 worker Ethan McCormick on his spectacular journey to work. Pursued by ruthless enemies, facing great dangers in his riskiest adventure yet. This is by Kulosoman? As long as he's not late for his shift and overclocked, because that seems like it could be dangerous. Etienne Sanchez presents Ethan Goes to Work.
Qué buen día para ir a trabajar.
Oh, it's in Spanish! I love that.
Trocitos de chocolate.
We get a little bit of an international flavor. Also, if anybody is learning Spanish, you can practice. Okay, so I guess we want these chocolate pieces. You could take them with Starlight, like the title of the 90s French house hit from the Superman movie, Superman Lovers. This is true, Hive. This is 100% true.
Disculpe, pero llevo un poco de prisa.
We have a dodge roll. That is amazing.
Algo se acerca.
Based on my Spanish in that one class I definitely took, the subtitle said chocolate chips. Okay. So cops pretty much suck in any language, is what we're saying?
¿Qué querrían esos tipos? Bueno, a trabajar.
Will you play Moon Dawn sometime in that case? It's on PS4 apparently.
Están cayendo cosas desde el cielo.
Maybe? Like what kind of game is it?
Oh, Dios, pero el suelo. ¿Qué le ha pasado a mi barrio?
Horror survival game from Switzerland. Huh. I'll look into it, Ludo.
Venga, Ethan, venga, Ethan, venga.
I do have some extra money in the US wallet. And after we do Evil Within 2, we don't have another long form game slotted up, so
Vale, suelo firme, suelo firme. Suelo firme.
so that is a possibility. I've also got Celeste, but I don't know if that's going to be a stream game or not.
¿Qué es eso?
I think Celeste might be a game that I want to sit with on my own.
Vosotros, por favor, esperad. ¿Más soldados de esos?
Sí, más de nosotros.
¿Me hacéis un favor? ¿Me podéis dejar ir a trabajar?
Negativo. Au, ish. Toma. Au, ish.
Maybe 8 to 10 hours, 8 to 9 hours if you take your time. So it'd be like...
Au.
Hello, Space Ace. Oh, Spa Pace. Sorry about that. I got your name wrong and I apologize for that. Spa Pace 8. It is a pleasure to have you in. We are just bouncing around with a little bit of dreams.
Anda, mirad por dónde viene otro.
I have no idea what's going on. I wasn't paying attention to the dialogue, so I kind of missed out what was going on with the harvest. No, I died. Unacceptable. Although fighting 3 of these guys at the same time is kind of a pain in the butt. Could you not?
Toda la ciudad se está yendo a pique. Y yo llego tarde a trabajar.
We can't have that. That would be awful, Ethan. What? This reminds me of Evil Within 1. And I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, come on! Stop running off the edge, mate. That's not the way to do it. That's not the jam. Holy crap. This is slippery as hell. Chrono says the aliens' plan would have went off without a hitch if they had invaded during working hours. See, grander plans have failed for smaller reasons, Kronos. For lack of a horse, the kingdom was lost. But for lack of a shoe, the horse was lost. And for lack of a nail, the horse shoe was not attached to the horse, basically. Something like that.
Vale, vale, vale. Yo ahora lo que menos
Look, so
necesito es luchar contra un robot.
It's important to have nails, is what we're saying. Don't worry about your English, Spapace. It is not a problem at all.
No te muevas.
English is a silly language, and it can be tough. But you're understandable. It is not a problem.
Trocitos de chocolate.
Venga.
Yes, what Hive said. If you would just like to, if you would just like to lurk, that is perfectly okay too. It uses the BGM from Artstream, which is +1 for me.
Vaya. Hasta luego.
Vale.
I spend so much hours on this game trying to create something. Oh, that's a big mood. Spa pace. I struggle with creation as well. And now I don't have the lollipops anymore, so...
Déjame en paz, maldito robot.
Hi, says, I do like how this man is obsessed with chocolate.
No, no, no te
And the
acerques.
buildings are all clearly gingerbread buildings with chocolate linings and white chocolate doors, and the footpaths are all wafers. So what you're saying is this is all just a dream. A terrible dream. Wait, was Ethan harvested? Is this where Ethan works? I'm very confused.
Vale, estoy en el espacio y... Estoy en el espacio. Ay, Dios mío, ese es mi planeta. ¿Qué le están haciendo?
Possibly? Hive, it's possible. I mean, this is definitely not Earth, so there's that. They're planet jackers. Bastards.
Ay, Dios mío. Ahora sí que no voy a poder ir a trabajar.
Volviendo a la nave nodriza.
Creo que tengo una idea.
What is going on? Is Ethan gonna take revenge? Will he be the Avenger of the Earth? Also impressive as hell? Like I'm definitely here for this alien cityscape. Isn't it though? This is wild. Clearly going after the Star Wars school of all the Greebles.
Con este traje que había en la nave podré ocultarme. Ahora solo tengo que ir con cuidado.
So are you just gonna get a new job?
Tan solo estoy mirando papeles. Para nada sospechoso.
Huh. Okay. Boo on forcing us to go to the boys' room. I don't think that's very cool.
Creo que eso no es chocolate.
Yeah. Why am I in the bathroom? What is the purpose here? Perhaps there's no purpose. Just like life. Oh crap. We can't leave. We are stuck in the bathroom. No! Oh, never mind. We're okay. We're good. Well, what is...
Sin tarjeta de paso no se pasa.
¿Dónde podría encontrar una tarjeta de paso?
What is the gig?
Un conducto de ventilación. Perfecto.
What is our goal? What is the character motivation? What's the arc?
¿Qué hacías en la ventilación? ¿Y no eres un poco bajo para ser soldado extra guaflino?
Well, they could be suits
Soy
on
Fan McCormick.
aliens.
He venido a
Hive.
rescatarte. Bueno, en
Or
realidad
Kronos,
he
excuse me.
encontrado aquí por casualidad, pero voy a rescatarte.
¿Y con qué se supone que vas a hacerlo? Espero que lleves algo en ese maletín.
Tengo el maletín.
No creo que sea una buena idea.
Tú échate a un lado.
Vaya, gracias. No me puedo creer que haya funcionado. Por cierto, soy Erin.
Encantado, Erin. ¿Hay más de los nuestros aquí?
En la nave que iba yo, éramos unos 20. Con lo grande que es este sitio, no sé si habrá más.
Vaya desastre.
They actually got pretty good
No sé
lip
cómo
flaps
podría
here.
hacer esto. Bueno, Me voy a acabar con quien está detrás de todo esto.
Ten, lo necesitarás.
¿Laxante? Vale, yo me lo guardo.
Yo voy a liberar a los que venían conmigo y buscaremos si hay alguien más.
Mucha suerte.
Igual.
I'm guessing those stormtrooper-looking jetpack troops were no coincidence then? Probably not. I imagine there's gonna be in a giant fight at the end of this. There'll be mega deaths. But not mega deaths.
Y tú haz lo que tienes que hacer, y rapidito. Ahorita mismo, jefe. Es mi primerito día. Pues como sigas así, igual será el último. Te dije que a la izquierda. A la izquierda. Banda de inútiles, bajos, fracasados. Un día de estos. Un día de estos. ¡Pum! Y os mando las minas de Kronholt. Menos mal que tengo mi tarjeta de paso para...
This is, I mean, it's pretty amazing. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but it's definitely amazing. I do wish that there was a little bit of music going on. Oh. Ethan, it's way too much. You're gonna kill this dude. As he drinks straight through his helmet? Ludo, right? Hive, we're gonna be in a trash compactor if we're lucky. Now, I don't know why we needed to do that. He's... Oh,
Por fin, tengo la tarjeta.
we get to steal a new suit? No?
Un poco de intimidad, por favor.
I do not trust this floor chocolate.
Oye, cierra la puerta.
You know, maybe slightly more, because you don't have to survive being eaten by the fox girl. But this man's rectum damn near killed him. This man's rectum, he's gonna have to live with that for the rest of his life. It didn't give me an option.
Bienvenido, señor Johnson.
Unfortunately.
Bien, y ahora arranco esto y nadie puede entrar.
Alguien me ha robado la tarjeta de paso.
Otra vez, Johnson. ¡Haz la alarma! Creo que me han pillado.
Láseres de seguridad activados.
¿Láseres?
Oh gosh.
A correr.
Oh no! Alright, we're not gonna die this time.
Vale, a correr.
Now, I want to say that this officially makes more sense than the Biohazard 4 laser grid.
Estos láseres van un poco rápido, ¿no?
Ah, so. I was thinking the same thing, Hive.
Láseres van un poco rápido, ¿no?
But this actually has flow.
Estos láseres van un poco rápido, ¿no?
Ah, so. I know, right, Ludo?
Estos láseres van un poco rápido, ¿no?
Like, this is better than some AAA games.
Estos láseres van un poco rápido, ¿no?
Even if it's kicking my butt. It's probably kicking my butt as revenge for what I did to that dude.
Van un poco rápido, ¿no?
Okay, we got it this time. I will say that nailing the jump is pretty tough. I'm having a hard time determining, like, when I should be jumping.
Ah, como odio los láseres de seguridad. Venga.
And this is a long section.
Dios, está muy cerca el láser. Por fin.
Oof. Yes.
Uf, qué calor estaba pasando. No sé cómo pueden ir con esa ropa. ¿Y eso?
Now, my guess is that...
Pistola alimenticia. Precaución. No utilizar con seres humanos. ¿Seres humanos? Apagar. Encender. Apagar.
That the evil dudes are Earthlings?
Ajá. Ahora cambia la cosa. Sí.
Okay, this is amazing. I think this gun turns people into food?
Creo que alguien está jugando con la pistola. Ese es el sentido del maletín. Vamos a poner alto ahí, discordia inmunda.
You all saw it? He had a gun.
Lechuga, banana, justo en la diana.
Bananification! It's the newest kink.
Tranquilos, soy de los vuestros. Solo es que me he pintado la cara de verde.
Cuidado, que no os dé con el rayo.
No ha colado, ¿no?
Te voy a dejar la cara como un zapato.
Next thing you know, the Fox News and Joe Rogan, they're going to be talking about that. Which, honestly, I think would be great. Give us a break for a little while. Freaking... gross? Sorry, I read a report today about the interview with Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson, and it was all just gross. That would have been cool. Kronos, that would have been very cool. Dang, how long is this?
Ya, ni me sorprende. ¿Se supone que sigo en la nave?
Now, any minute now we're gonna run into He Who Walks Between the Rows.
Que nos vegetalice.
I was just gonna run away from these guys, but they gave me the idea to vegetabilize them, so... I can definitely play through it to the end, yo. I got no problems with that. I also am interested in seeing how this turns out. I mean, dark though, Hive, slightly.
Ya están todos. Ahora, a por ese tal Morgalen, que espero que esté tras esa puerta gigante.
We got this, Ethan. We got this. You and us. We're gonna destroy everything. Which witch? Which witch is which? Ah, gotcha. I'm not gonna get on anybody's case for using the wrong witch. It's confusing.
Alto ahí. ¿Estás preparado? Estoy preparado. No, no lo estás. Porque estás a punto de conocer al majestuoso varón Morgalen.
Du, 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 du. Are we gonna get a show tune? Are we gonna get one-winged angel? You're about to meet the meat. Well, if this isn't a wide-awake nightmare, I don't know what is. It's like a Cenobite baby?
¿Por qué me molestas?
¿A ti qué te parece?
Thankfully, no, honestly.
Ah, ya, tu planeta. Lo siento por eso, pero lo necesario es necesario. Y vosotros teníais lo necesario.
¿Pero qué polleces dices? Acabáis de cargaros mi planeta. ¿Qué es eso de lo necesario?
Yo soy el varón Morgalen, alias el genio que salvó nuestro planeta.
Alice and Hive,
Deja que te explique.
you both got a good point there.
Coger los recursos que nos faltasen de otros mundos. Y como puedes ver, se nos ha ido un poquito de las manos, pero es lo que hacemos. Sobrevivimos como podemos.
Sabes que vas a morir, ¿no?
¿En serio? ¿Quieres un enfrentamiento? Aparte de la fuerza y los poderes psíquicos y demás, he salvado a una civilización entera, pero ¿qué has hecho tú, Ethan?
Aparte de que tengo un maletín con el que te voy a dar en toda esa barrigota de bebé gigante desde que tengo memoria. Ir a trabajar día tras día hasta que llegasteis vosotros.
Bien, hacemos una cosa. Yo te tiro rayos con los ojos mientras veo cómo se derrite todo el azúcar de tu cuerpo.
Es glucosa.
Sí. Espera un momento. Karen, ¿cuándo llegamos al planeta Hongo?
En 5 minutos.
Vale, ya has oído. Tienes 5 minutos.
Bien, me sobran 2.
Wait, what? Wait.
Conéctame los cables.
We only have 5 minutes?
No puedes dispararme con eso.
Parece que su silla tiene algún tipo de escudo. No podré dispararle hasta que lo saque de ahí.
I won't be able to shoot him until I get him out of there. Okay, that's kind of a problem, because I don't know how to do that. And it's even got like a soundtrack? Okay, is there anything I can interact with here? No. So what do you want me to do here? Maybe I gotta shoot the wires. Okay, we can't. The shooting the cage is not doing it though. Fuck. And I can't like exactly look this up on GameFAQs. I don't think IGN has got a walkthrough for Ethan, but they should. I don't know how to kill it. I'm not doing any damage at all. Us! Jace! Jilly, I hope you're doing very well. We're trying to fight a giant baby? Oh, wait, I am hurting it. Okay, good. And Horson! Good evening to all of you. I hope that you're doing great today. It's all been very exciting. Also very confusing. Also, we're running out of time, which is not great. Hopefully they'll let us restart the fight. No, my shields! Alright, we got this. My health bar is on the left, yes. But the bigger problem is the timer, because I think we have infinite lives. Oh my god. It just gets more and more amazing.
Solo vas a detenerme?
Solo intento agilizar las cosas. Muérete ya, pesado.
Now, this part's not so great. Because the jumping kind of sucks. Mean Baby is evil. Worse than Boss Baby. And that's saying a lot, because Boss Baby pretty much sucks. Oh god. Oh god. There's no way we're getting this. Not in the time that we have left. At least we can't roll off the edge. Okay, Ethan, I need you to shoot straight though. Look, I know that this is difficult, but... Oh, God! No! No! No, 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 you bastard! Oh, gosh. You don't worry about it at all. It's always a pleasure that you get to show up at all. Oh, jeez. I can't. I'm gonna fail, and then Kronos is gonna be very sad. Baby's a jackass? Well, if they give us another... If they give us another shot, I think we could actually get this. I can't... So this is how it ends. We failed humanity, or alienanity. I feel terrible. No! That got dark quick. Ah! Oh my god! Ah! The price of failure is variegated green glorp. I hate that.
Espera un momento. Este final es un bodrio. Ni siquiera salgo vivo de esta. Vamos a rebobinar un poco.
Okay, so we get another chance. Thank you, game, for letting us take another chance at this. Well, I mean, it's clearly this has been inspired by funny games. Now all we need is Tim Roth to show up, and we're all good. Or Gary Oldman? No, Gary Oldman's not in Funny Games. It's Tim Roth.
Parece que su silla tiene algún tipo de escudo. No podré dispararle hasta que lo saque de ahí.
Does this man look like a golfer? Yeah, I mean, from a design perspective, this is extremely well done, yeah?
Solo intento agilizar las cosas. Muérete ya. Pesado.
Like, the fact that they accounted for failure and didn't just make it a generic game over. Now, the one problem I'm kind of noticing is that I don't know how to aim up, so that could be an issue. Because when Boss Baby flies, he's kind of over our head. Oh shit! Ah, so this is just what happened the last time. Okay, fuck off, Boss Baby. You die now. Oh my god, I've got to watch that, Irunda? Maybe it's like Doom Controls and you just gotta nail the direction. I hope so. Because that's the bit that I don't get. Like, I don't seem to be hitting it. Oh! Oh, this is good. Oh, that's bad. Okay, this is not great. Oh, shit. No! I know. These jumps, though. I mean, the music's a banger, but I'm just gonna tank it, because getting back up here is just a pain. Fuck, we've only got a minute. Ethan, you've got this. Ethan, stop fucking around. Seriously though, Ethan, if you die, I am gonna be so pissed off. You couldn't have given us a freaking auto? Hiruna would have given us an auto fire. 37 seconds? No, 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 no. 30 seconds? I'm not doing any damage. No. What is this bullshit? There's no damage being done. Ah! Do they? Oh shit, they are doing damage. Damn it! Ah! Ah! Not again! I wish they gave us a skip for this section, because I don't really want to watch this section again. That was close. Okay, now at least that I know that the hits do damage, so that's important. And I know that we can tank the lightning bolts on that platform section, because that platform section sucks. That part I do have to say. Like, this part is cool the first time that you see it. I just don't need to see it twice.
Espera un momento. Este final es un bodrio. Ni siquiera salgo vivo de esta. Vamos a rebobinar un poco.
Okay, for real this time? Which is of course why I'm lighting a cigarette, because that's gonna help. Okay, boss baby, just die. I do also kind of wish there was an auto fire. Get away, Candy Mutant! Yeah, the tap shooting I don't particularly like. Oh yeah, lighting a cigarette was definitely a bad idea. I don't think that they're humans, Hidunda. Like, the aliens are humans, and Ethan is some kind of candy thing. Like, his planet's not Earth. It's very weird.
¿Qué crees, que por quitar el suelo vas a detenerme?
Solo intento agilizar las cosas. Muere ya, pesado.
Okay, baby. The glow on the wires is really slick looking.
¿Malditos escudos?
Shit. Ay, 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 ay. 뭐해요? 뭐? 아니, 면도사요. 그럼 그소 지지배비. 하게. Oh shit. Some kind of a super attack would have been nice too. Like, just something to speed it up a little bit.
Bueno, por lo menos se ha levantado de la silla.
Shit, shit,
Ahora
shit, shit,
podré
shit.
disparar.
We're gonna have to do this again, I think. Come here, baby! Oh wait, when we fell down. That's why. Oh shit, we're gonna fuck it up again. No! No, I was so close! Turn your head into an apple! Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here! Oh no, 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 we only got a minute! Come on, Baron Harkonnen analog, just die. He keeps on flying away from me. Come here, baby. Thank God. Woohoo!
Oh, ¡ay! Me duele el melón. No me hagas daño, por favor. ¡Cállate! Sois todos unos pesados y estáis locos. ¿Qué clase de civilización se basa en sobrevivir a base de robarle a los demás, quitándoles sus hogares y sus vidas? Me dais asco. Pero... Y sobre todo tú, Morgalen.
El varón Morgalen ahora es un maldito vegetal, así que autodestrucción activada.
Tengo que salir de aquí. Por favor, no me dejes aquí. Hasta siempre. Oh, Dios mío. Estoy perdido.
Oh my God. This is genius.
Por los pelos.
Oh, we're gonna have to do another running section. Oh shit.
Esto se está viniendo abajo.
Fuck, I'm gonna burn my fingers because I got my fucking cigarette is lit.
Vamos.
Ah, shite.
Prefería los láseres de seguridad.
Shite. So.
Venga.
But at least I died in time to not burn myself, so that's good, right? I'm a big fan of not burning myself. By burning myself? Oh, come on! Disco, come on! I don't know how the Spanish would say duabla, but, like, they would. It's very kind of the hazard, honestly.
Venga. Prefería los láseres de seguridad.
Oh shit. Sorry for all the screaming, folks. There's probably gonna be more of that. Just as a heads up.
Prefería los láseres de seguridad. Venga. Qué calor.
No! Fuck! Wait, where am I? What? Did I... No, okay, we didn't do it.
Venga. Qué calor. Vamos.
Oh shit, shit.
Ya casi.
I mean, yeah.
Venga.
The voice work is a lot.
Vamos. No voy a llegar. Ya casi.
So.
Venga. Qué calor. Vamos.
The actual hitbox for death is a little bit tricky too.
Ya casi.
Like, there's been a couple times that feel like we've been running in the actual lava.
Venga.
Oh shit.
Vamos. Venga. Qué calor.
My gameplay is sucking all the tension out like a sad whoopee cushion.
No voy a llegar. Ya casi.
No! Okay.
Qué calor.
It's so hot. I'm so sorry, Ethan.
Qué calor. Vamos. No voy a llegar.
Okay, this is the time that we get it.
Ya casi.
It is though.
Venga. Qué calor.
Like, I'm actually looking fondly back at the laser grid section.
No voy a llegar. Ya casi.
Damn it!
Venga. Venga, venga.
Ludo, I'm not sure how to respond to that. I mean, I'm glad, I guess.
Ya casi, ya casi.
Oh, come on! I think you're probably right, Kronos.
Venga, venga. Qué calor. Vamos. Ya casi, ya
Shit!
casi.
God damn it! Okay. Whew. Deep breath.
Venga, venga.
Deep breath.
Qué calor. Vamos. Ya casi, ya
Oh
casi.
shit! God bless it.
Venga, venga. Qué calor. Vamos. Vamos. No
Oh,
voy a llegar.
crumbs, crumbs.
Ya casi, ya casi.
Okay. Yes. Whew. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hey. Fucking hell. That was Home planet's been blown up, Kronos. There's no more home planet.
Me va a alcanzar la explosión. ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? Solo quiero ir más rápido. ¿Alguno de estos
Did we
botones
actually
tendrá que
save
hacer algo,
anybody?
no? Venga, venga.
Did all those people with Aaron, did they just
No,
die?
no. Venga, haz algo. Ya.
Oh, Kronos, dream streams are never family friendly.
Velocidad luz activada.
Is this a playable section? No, I guess not.
¿Y ahora qué? ¿Qué pasa? ¿No han tenido bastante?
Hola.
Hola,
¿Hola?
aquí Erin.
¿Erin? Oh, menos mal que eres tú. ¿Qué? ¿Conseguiste rescatar a alguien?
Solo 32 personas. Si había más, no pude encontrarlas.
Oh, vaya, lo siento. Pero bueno, algo es algo, ¿no? Por cierto, ¿qué vais a hacer ahora?
Nos vamos todos a buscar un hogar. ¿Te vienes?
Vale, genial, me apunto. Pero antes, he de resolver un asunto.
If he's gotta go to work... If he's gotta go to work, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. I mean, he's still got that briefcase. Briefcase is full of papers. They gotta go someplace. Very important papers. These documents. Someone's visa application. Oh, shit. Well, somebody called that. Do you think he's gonna put in a full 8-hour shift?
Vaya día, ¿no?
Ethan, llegas tarde. Estás despedido.
Ah, vale.
Por cierto, tienes un cachito de lechuga en la boca. No, en el otro labio. Un poquito más arriba. Oh, me parece que te lo has bajado a la perilla.
No tengo perillas, señor.
No, mejor dale con los dedos.
¿Así?
Por favor, Ethan. Me pone muy nervioso.
Ah, ya.
Gracias.
Then my sleeve is your sleeve and your sleeve is my sleeve. So baby, dry your eyes.
Good to see corporations survive planet decimation. I mean, good in quotes, I suppose.
My heart is your heart and your is my heart.
Etienne Sanchez, pretty awesome.
It's mine.
We're definitely gonna give this one a thumbs up. A thumbs up skis. Honestly, yeah. That's one of the more impressive ones that I've actually seen.
all night. And let me love you all night.
Majackal 1.
Let's go through it again.
Do you think that's somebody that we're gonna get copyright strikes for? You got 3 chocolate pieces. Hey, I got way more than that. Try again and get all 99 pieces to access the true secret ending. That might be a little bit... I don't know about that. What the hell is in the form of a waiting room? God, I remember playing that, but like yonks ago? What else have we got here? This is like the popular stuff, so I think we're gonna bounce out of that. What's like the new stuff? Jam collections, media molecule dreams. I don't want to do ancient dangers. Maybe we'll do that the next time. Dreams by genre. Dreams by genre though? No, oh, because I screwed it up, that's why. Never mind, that was my fault. My mistake. Well, we got action, adventure, art, animation, comedy, minigames, horror. Do like horror. And I do like platformers. Let's check out horror for a second. Maybe there's something good in here. Got films. Psychological horror? Do you think it's actually any good? Pet That Dog is a horror game? Witchy Woods is a classic. Okay, let's check it out. Let's see what it is. This is a nightmare. My car's parked all the way over at the other side of Witchy Woods.
This is a nightmare. My car's parked all the way over at the other side of Witchy Woods. Oh.
Witchy Woods. I mean, it was carjackers. Carjackers took his car. Okay, so we can jump. We don't have a double jump though, so it's officially not a game. Can I hide from the witch? Can I turn off my flashlight? Apparently I can move the tree. Oh shit. Get away! Oh shit! What the fuck?
This is a nightmare. My car's parked all the way over at the other side of Witchy Woods.
Oh. Alright, can we actually hide from the witch? A white chainsaw loves us. She just, you know, shows her love through killing. Can we actually escape the witch? Oh, fuck.
This is a nightmare. My car's parked all the way over at the other side of Witchy Woods.
I'm personally speaking here, I could do without being souped is the thing. Alright, so like I'm still not sure if there's like an actual hide mechanic here. Okay. Just stay there. Don't notice me. What if we were to say go over here and then go into the background, way in the background. This is as far in the background as we can get. Okay, could you not look at me though? Maybe? Oh shit. UA! Ah! Alright, well that's a classic dying 3 times in a row, so I'm gonna bounce on that one, but you know, it is what it is. Raw footage, the sun sets on your neighborhood. You grab your camera for another restless night of searching the dark streets for B-roll footage. Record your clips as the town sleeps, but be aware of what can appear when you're the only one awake. The only one awake. So basically we're making VHS. Move, look, crouch. The second part of Witchy Wits is awesome! Maybe, Hirunda? Possibly awesome, but gonna just bounce on it, I think. I'm looking for more of a oomph. Explore your hometown in the middle of the night. Find 6 filming locations and record the shots you require. Okay. Can we, like, jog? How will we know what shots we're... Oh, because they're marked for us. Okay, good. I love that. I love that for us. Record a clip of the water tower. Hold O until the green bar fills red to record. Okay. So I guess we just gotta look for the circles. We do have a jump. It's just a single jump, but it is a jump. Actually liking the look here, though. It feels very rural, though. Record a clip of the distant city lights. Can I zoom? They were appropriately spooky. Those city lights, very spooky. Now I'm gonna guess they don't want us to leave the neighborhood. And mostly I just don't want to walk that far. It seems like a hell of a long way to walk. I used to walk around at night because I literally vacated on foot everywhere. I mean, same here. Especially like the last year, I ended up doing a lot of long night walks. Maybe an unhealthy amount of night walks, if we're going to be perfectly honest. Never took buses back then because I was anxious around people. I mean, it's completely fair. Record a clip of the alleyway. Is that this? Oh, spooky. Well, I'm glad that's gotten a little bit better for you, at least. Super anxiety is a fairly large ball of no fun. Can we... Nope. Okay, those bushes are completely solid. If super anxiety is so super, why can't I shoot lasers from my eyes? That's a pretty good question. Did you buy the laser upgrade? Because you need the laser upgrade. It doesn't come with a standard package. Now, it is a point-buy system. So if you save up your XP, Day 1 Edition, see, you gotta wait for a couple of the patches to get in there first. You know, the universe never ships ready. It's just a sad state of affairs these days. They give you a 9-month development cycle, and that's all you get. And then it's like 40 years of patches. Sorry, you needed to buy the Ultimate Extra Deluxe Super Duper Edition for the lasers. See? And I don't even know where the Season Pass comes in. Like, buy Season Pass for even more content, but I'm getting all the content I think I can stand right now. Can we break into people's houses? No? Kinda sorta wishing there was a minimap. So I could have a little bit of an idea of where we've gone. There's the water tower over there, so we've been there. I love that little red haze effect that they've got going on the lights. That is very cool. Shit, I'm already yawning? That's not cool. I was gonna stay up late and do editing, but now I'm thinking that's not gonna fucking happen. And that's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to happen. I got 3 episodes of LBSP, all done but for the pips. Unfortunately, one of them is due tomorrow morning. So we're gonna have to wake up early and do that, but this has been the last 2 weeks, so surely we can handle it this week too. I ended up playing some really good levels recently. Kraus, did you ever play any levels by Sir Neko's Station? Back in LBP 1? Shoot a clip of the park entrance. The one I played was Biscuit. It was pretty cool. It was the one I was asking about in LSRS, about grabbable, non-grabbable materials. Because it's all cardboard and a little bit of wood. But the cardboard and wood are grabbable for some reason. But it was really quite a fun level, and pretty darn beefy. It's like 18 minutes long. And except for like one part, it actually managed to keep a pretty good pace throughout. Now I noticed that this creation is not asking us to get a recording of the moon. Probably for the best. Where's the last spot? Also, what are you? Oh, you're just tree. Perfectly natural tree. No, but really though, I'd like to get the last spot so that we can kind of wrap this one up. Not the stream. I don't know if we're gonna go a full 3 hours of the stream, but I think we could at least do another couple of creations, depending if they're not too big. But I would like to wrap this creation. It's cool. It's very atmospheric, but is this the Outlast stream? I mean, I don't think so. There's no ghost serial killers trying to kill me? Just recording footage of our neighborhood? Unless it turns into that. But we've only got one more thing to record. If we can just find it. That's the distant lights of the city. We recorded that. Oh wait, there is a run! Womp womp. I only just noticed now. I feel super goofy. Oh, and there's our last recording spot. Cool. Like, I wonder if we... Does this unlock more story? We only saw one moving bit, and I didn't even see it, just the camera seemed to notice it. Now we can go home and nothing's gonna happen. Yeah. R380, 24/7. No, I'm sure that everything is gonna be super fine. Got no worries. We can go back home. I don't remember where home was. Why are there birds at night and cicadas? They're night birds. Perhaps even night owls? Look, it's very common. I don't know where you've been hanging out. The cicadas, though, the cicadas are a little bit weird. I'll give you that much. Where's my home? No, I have no idea where home is. They're taking a foreign language class, Ludo. These owls are working to expand their horizons, to improve themselves. They're like, we don't want to just be stuck speaking only owl. You gotta think outside the box, yo. Where's my home? Do I just have to knock on every door? I have no memory of what our home looked like. Just 0% memory of home. What I want to know is why everybody's street lights are on. Like their lamps. Because I'll tell you what, we turn this shit off. In my hometown. Ain't none of us was made out of money. be able to run your freaking lamps all night, Dad would have been pissed. Dad would have been like, Risco, what the fuck are you doing? Except he wouldn't have said fuck because he wasn't that kind of dad. But he would have thought fuck. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to ask him. Maybe, because I have to do a Skype again with the folks tomorrow, maybe? And I'll ask him, I'll say, Dad, have you ever, by chance, said fuck? Because I've never heard you say fuck before. It's actually kind of slightly disappointing. Well, I don't have to think outside the box. Maybe I think better in here. But have you tried, Kronos? Have you tried? Just a little bit. Just a little bit outside the box. I'm not sure if the is in response to the box or is in game, could you give me a hint? Could you like let me know which one's my house? I'm honestly gonna have to just go up to every door. Why else is there a self-destruct in my tower defense that wipes out all your points? To get the secret ending? Right? No? Fuck me sideways. Honestly though, like, honestly, game, if you wanted me to go back home, you might have wanted to have mentioned that. Oh, never mind, here we are. Investigate the movement in front of the gated house. I don't remember where the fuck that was. Alright. Oh, we got a Tsuchinoko! Or, rabbit? It claimed rabbit, but I'm thinking Tsuchinoko. Also, where did it go? Game? Where's the frickin' rabbit? I see no rabbit. Alright, this is getting aggravating. It has worn away my goodwill, barely like unto a stone that has been under a faucet for millennia. Okay, no, seriously though, where's the fucking rabbit? No? No? No rabbit? This just what you're gonna do to me? Alright, game. I'm giving this rabbit 10 seconds to show up. Count in the game clock. At 16:23, that rabbit's dynamite. The rabbit just fucked off someplace. Don't know. Oh, no, we passed our deadline. Way to go, Dreams. I'm sorry, but you did this to yourself. And that's why it really hurts. Because you did it to Tom York, too? You bastard. What did Tom York ever do to you? Nothing? Nothing? Maybe? I don't... Did Tom York turn out to be a douchebag, or was he just wildly pretentious? I know he did the score for Suspiria, the new one. And by the way, if you haven't seen the new version of Suspiria, it's pretty fucking great. I recommend. I mean, he's not wrong. Pet the Dog is a platformer where you must traverse your way to the dog so that you can pet it. New Suspiria is... I don't know if I could go so far as to say it's better than the original, the OG, just because I feel like they're very different films and they're trying to do very different things. But it definitely slaps. I'm really glad I got to see it in the theaters, even if I got to see it in a shitty theater. Smoke, I mean, why? The other day I was lighting a cigarette on my way to work, as I so often do. It's a windy day. The wind snatched up a little bit of ash from the end of my burning cigarette and threw it directly into my eye meats. And this was painful. It's not a new experience, by the... Oh fuck, that's way too much coffee. It's not a new experience. This has happened to me a number of times, but it still is kind of a ball of suck. And really I could do without it. Well, I mean, it didn't do any permanent damage or anything like that. It wasn't like a red hot piece of the cherry. It was just like some ash that had flaked off. But it did certainly sting. Hive says I'm glad I saw it in the theaters and was the only one in that theater. I wasn't the only person in the theater, but it was a pretty scanty audience. It was the same theater that I saw Carriers in, actually. It was a nice movie theater. I liked it. Although, unfortunately, it was also the same movie theater that I saw Day of the Dead Part 2. And Day of the Dead Part 2 is absolute utter trash. And I think is one of the few movies, if not possibly the only movie, that I have actually walked out of the theater on. God, that was a terrible movie. Just a total waste of Ving Rhames. How could you do that? How could you waste Ving Rhames? Of all people. Even Mission Impossible does some work with him. All very hot, but very delightful. Alright, I don't think I even did that with any movie I've seen. It was, honestly, I mean, I've seen and watched the entirety of more offensive films. Because it wasn't particularly offensive. It wasn't street trash. Which I could not bring myself to watch the entirety of. Because that movie was... like... there was a lot of compact, like, racism and extremely heavy misogyny. And some really bad ideas about the poor. And I think that they were going for a... this is supposed to be satire, except it didn't come off that way at all. And I'm like, I just wanted to watch a movie about really cheap rot gut booze that makes people melt. That was the film that I was looking for. That was the film that I'd been wanting to watch since I was a child, and I first saw it in the mom and pop video shop. And I was like, there's no way they're gonna let me rent this. So I'll just watch it some other day. And turned out I had to wait 30 years. And I got about like a half an hour, 45 minutes in the movie. I was like, holy fuck, this is racist as shit. That movie was street trash. I mean, in both senses, yes. It was a time. I mean, the one thing that I have to give it props for is that it really put the work into the melting. Like, it's really good body melt scenes. They're protracted. They seem both extremely painful but completely absurd. Like, it's trauma level, but with maybe just a scooch more of an FX budget. And those parts are great. Like, the 3 scenes of people melting that I saw, those were excellent. Everything else wrapped around those scenes, you know, not so much. It's not a movie that I would recommend in any form but the supercut. Hive says Rise of Skywalker was only low-key racist in addition to being a coward movie for cowards. I mean, I think you could call street trash a lot of things, but it wasn't cowardly. It was saying what it was saying with its full chest. That's not always a good thing. Alright, let's pet this dog. Camo Camo HQ? Alright. And already I am tremendously confused. And that's okay. Pet that dog! Pet it! Wait, what? Where am I? Okay, I'm just disembodied legs. Good to know. Oh, shit. Like, what? What is my jump distance? This is terrible. Hold on a second. At least 3 deaths in Rise of Skywalker were walked back because why would we do anything that has any consequences in our grand finale of a 9-movie series? I know, right? I mean, just... who would do a thing like that? Silly people would do a thing like that. Gotta say, I was not a big fan of, the redemption arc for Kylo. I thought that was pretty shit. Also, Rey not being a nobody, but actually being the daughter-ish, clone daughter of Emperor Sheev. His name's Sheev, right? Was that somebody else? Is Sheev Palpatine? Should I be glad I never got into Star Wars? I mean... I don't know. Maybe? The dog has been pet. You gotta pet him. I did. How is this horror? Besides the fact that the gameplay sucks. I mean, precision is key. Fudge you. I think... like any kind of fandom property, Kronos, that taken in light doses and just something to kind of enjoy. Star Wars isn't the worst thing in the world. In fact, Star Wars is by far not the worst thing in the world. But there's kind of two issues. Well, there's a lot of issues, but one is just that there's so fucking much of Star Wars that it kind of implodes under its own weight, and it sucks everything down with it. Like, there's just backstory for everything that's unnecessary. Way more than I ever needed. And the second is just the issue of all fandoms, and that's that all fandoms kind of suck. And with the amount of, like, history and length and girth of Star Wars as a property, that's been a lot of time for the fandom to just really build up a solid base of toxicity. I hate this. I hate it. Is there an extra dog? Look, you put this over here. There better be an extra fucking dog. No? Not trusting inputs is a gamer's nightmare. For real? For real. You have to jump through hoops in life, like you have to jump through dog bone hoops. Kind of like the Fate series, there's so darn much of it. I can only guess, but yes. People just won't shut up about Star Wars, and now instead of Titanfall 3, we're getting 3 Star Wars games from Respawn. Ooh. Woohoo! His Battlefront 1+2 famously turned out great. I'm gonna guess the dice in your sentence, Hive, is supposed to be dire? I don't want to end the stream on this. I really don't want to end the stream on this. Because this is dire. I was expecting real stealth dog petting action, and what I'm getting is trash. Quite literally excrement. Because they hate us, Ludo. Wait, the dev... Oh, the dev's name was Dice. Inertia is a property of matter. Use it. That is so much more Star Wars than I could possibly need. That's like more Star Wars than even Kid Me needed. X-Wing was kind of fun. TIE Fighter was kind of fun. And that's... I was good, basically. No, Ludo, we don't. I keep on waiting for this to get more broken. Is that what's happening? Is it getting more broken? Okay. Was this all a dying dream? I never played Pod Racer, unfortunately. Is this like an Owl Crick situation here? No? Maybe something weirder? I can't leave? Hi? Why? But why though? Fuck you. Oh, jeez. You know, I feel all sorts of ways about this. I would respect the fact that they're trying to be clever. a lot more if the gameplay just didn't suck complete balls. But this is just aggravating as hell. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna give this one more shot. And that's exactly as many shots as I'm giving it. Oh, shit. Yep. You know what? F you, Pet the Dog. F you. One more. Never got to even pet the dog. I know, right? Wait, chainsaw in 1 minute. Yeah. I love White Chainsaw. Kronos, you know I love White Chainsaw, but we do like, we come back to White Chainsaw fairly frequently, so I think I'm gonna give it a bit of a rest. What have we got in platformer? Should be able to find like a short platformer here. Platformers we love. We played most of these. Funky Bones 4 was amazing though. That was a real good one. I liked Dinorama. I think I looked at Dinorama on one of the Fever Dreams episodes. This should become a White Chainsaw focused Twitch channel. We'd be pretty darn good at the game by the end of it. Happy Jack, Joyful Edition. Yeah, no, that's not gonna do it. Come on, give me something that really catches my eye meats. Something that stands out and says, you gotta play this shit. Imp Crossing? No. Swamp Whip. A short tale about garbage. Yes, that's it. Swamp Whip lives alone in the dump until an apocalypse of balloon monsters attack. Oh, it's like that Junji Ito story. This dream is very short and was mainly created as a test of the graphical style. If you'd like to support this creation, you can donate at Ko-Fi at Jimmy Cultist. White Chainsaw every second Thursdays. This has got an amazing look to it. It is making my my PS4 kind of sound like a helicopter. That's not so great. But it looks nice. Actually, that's a lot of noise coming from the PS4. I'm not sure I like that so much. Well, okay, so I opened up the crate. Sorry about that, Ludo. It's not liking this, though. It's not liking this one bit. I am, though. This is, like, pretty awesome looking. Gameplay isn't much of a much, but... Greetings, I am Dr. Crud's arch friend. Arch friend? I am currently researching a method of eliminating this vicious plague of kids. Okay. These buoyant monstrosities are invulnerable to all conventional weapons. If you could accompany me to Dr. Crud's laboratory, or laboratory, as it were, perhaps we could study your spittle for a solution. I mean, danger, Doctor. But yes. Oh, it definitely doesn't, Ludo. Lab security has been breached, so for the sake of the free world, you must go on ahead while I wait here. What care do I have for the free world? What has the free world brought me? A being made out of garbage. Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, that was slightly terrifying. Camera? Camera? What is going on? Yes! That's exactly what it did, Kronos. It brought me garbage. Oh, I hate this. What do you want, game? Fucking trampolines, though. Why do trampolines always suck? Not so fast, canister child. Do not go any further. I am Manny Mongoose, a member of the League of Extreme Gentlemen. Extreme Gentleman. I have come here to obtain important documents. A friend of mine thought it so important he convinced me to wear clothing for the occasion. That's how serious this is. You are a useful pawn in a game that is much bigger than both of us. Do not interfere with my plans. I mean, same here, mate. Same here. How dare you defame me so? We will settle this on the field of honor. Ooh. Wait, did I die? Did I win? I won. Welcome, Swamp Whip. My assistant has told me your saliva may hold the key to defeating the kids. As a scientist, I must first test this hypothesis before I make it a theory. The bravery of garbage receptacles never ceases to amaze me. I mean, this is a lot. First experiment the treadmill. Run with R2 and don't stop till I tell you. Speed increase to 2.4. Okay. Yata? Must I, though? Now I'll begin the construction of my anti-kid weapon, a secret weapon. I mean, I gotta say, it looks great. It's got an amazing presentation. That's basically all I could say. Behold, the K11 Kittinator. Let's take it to the firing range, test it out. Right, Ludo? That's what I thought. I was like, oh, this will be over in a couple minutes. We could wrap things up nice and easy. Balloons, basically. Good, Swamp Whip. With this weapon, we shall sweep the world clean of kids. That is, kids, that is, not to be confused with children, okay? So we're killing goats, is what you're saying. Maybe they just never updated the description? Hello, Swamp Whip, can you hear me? This is Dr. Crud. I'm speaking to you through a transistor in your ear. I have airdropped you into the Dingle Ridge City because we have detected a high amount of kid activity here. This activity seems to be mostly focused around the abandoned hotel. See if you can find a way in and investigate. It's quite difficult to aim this gun, though. I went through all that trouble and I just fell off anyways. Owie! Ow. I almost feel bad for these kids. Almost. Almost. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. This is excellent. Because kids, Ludo, clearly. Where have you been? Is it a Grinch game or is it a Grouch game? I'm just asking because we are in a trash can. And we've never seen Oscar the Grouch's legs. We could be one and the same.
Oh! Owie.
Oh. Why physics though? I thought we had established my hatred of physics? Fuck.
Oh!
Ow. I do kind of want it to be done with though. I also was thinking this was going to be far less weighty and substantial than it actually is.
Oh!
But wait, are we stuck? Can I go into the... No? Game, what do you want me to do? Huh. This is a problem. There's no way to interact with anything? Spitting on things, maybe? No? Well... Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but, it doesn't seem to have any effect. Well, fudge. I wonder if this is just where it ends. Oh, shit. Well, okay. That wasn't indicated at all, but, you know, sure. Could have maybe put a crack on the floor so I knew what I was doing. Swamp Whip, that's a mange beast. Mange beasts are deadly mutants created by the mange virus. Try to avoid them if possible. There's a stealth section. For real though. Kinda terrifying though. If we're gonna be perfectly honest. God damn it, mange beast. Okay, mange beast, you gotta come over here. Good job. Good job. Wow! Oh god, it's another one. Chapter? I only mentioned because, it was only like 1,400 yen, so I picked it up for myself. I'm not gonna stream it because it's been recommended not to, but I'm kinda liking it. Evil Within 1. It seemed like the consensus was Evil Within 2 would be the better one to do. So for the stream we're just gonna skip to Evil Within 2. But I'm gonna play through Evil Within 1 because it was cheap. And because I guess it'll give you more understanding of the main character. Although so far, like, the main character is basically just gruff. I don't know if that changes. I'm still trying to decide if I like the game or not. Like, the first chapter is a lot. It's like all the action of Resident Evil 4, but with none of the power. And I was dying quite often. There was death. Lots of death. Welcome, Swamp Whip. We've been waiting for you. We are the League of Extreme Gentlemen. Our main intent is to force the world to respect and fear our names. I am Sir Hudson the Rock. Dr. Crud considers me a failed experiment, but I beg to differ. And here is Boswell, the underrated genius who developed the first wine well and the mutant burger ants of the desert. Hail to the League! Or whatever. And of course you've met me. How do you like my mange beasts? Check this out. The mange beasts have no king, so guess what I've done? I've made myself their king. Ha 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 ha! And now it is time that I introduce myself. I am the one who orchestrated the plague of kids. I who formed this league. My name is... The following character's name is something Jimmy came up with when he was 8 because it sounded funny to him. It is in no way meant to reflect on real-life Caucasian policemen. White Cop, the mastermind who was driven away from civilization like a leper because I was too ugly. As if anyone has a right to judge in this world who is the ugly one. I mean, you know, fair. We shouldn't drive people out of our communities because they are less aesthetically pleasing, because who is anyone to say what aesthetics truly are? But on the other hand, you're a cop. Maybe they drove you out because you're a cop. White cop. And now, Swamp Whip, you have a choice. You may either join the League or not join the League. Which is to be? Refuse. Well then, if that's how it is, then you will suffer. But for now, I and my associates must be on our way. Yeah. You may have neutralized our plague for now, but mark my words, the League will return. Please. Good work, Swamp Whip. Thanks to you, we've eliminated the Kid Menace. However, the free world may still be under threat from the League of Extreme Gentlemen. Luckily, I have already begun to experiment on a new scientific creation to thwart the League's plans. I would like you to meet Butcher. I created him from a 2x4 that was painted pink to celebrate Mother's Day. I believe in the future we can expect great things from little Butcher when he grows up. What? Does the son of Gohan beat up cops? Because I have to give it a thumbs up, if only on style alone. But that was kind of a lot. That was just, I mean, it's kind of a lot. Oh, and which we support. We are 100% cool with fighting white cops. Honestly, fighting all cops. ACAB has 2 A's in it for a reason. One reason is that we needed a verb, or the sentence doesn't make any sense. But the other reason is that all means all. Butcher will be the protag of the sequel because they could get the actor of the trash guy to come back due to creative differences. I mean, I heard he was asking for a raise, you know. Those actors, they think they deserve more money. They think they deserve more money. Like they're just kings of the world or something. Alright, this was an exceptionally weird stream of creations, and I love it. Assigned cop at birth. Just like Leon. Just like Leon. 2 peas from a pod. A trash pod. Of cops. Because pod spelled backward is stop, and D is 1 letter away from C. So really it's just cop. What the fuck? What the fuck? My brain meats have just skittered right out of my dome, and I think that it means it's time for me to do the wind down. Very eventful week of streaming, very eventful dreams stream. That's basically my brain meats right now, Hive. Look exactly like that. Schedule. I'm expecting the Ada content of Biohazard 4 to take up Monday and Tuesday. I don't think that we're going to be able to get through both DLC in one session. So there's that. Thursday will be LBP. Why does the cop white when it comes hot out of the oven, trashed hot when ate it? These are the questions that plague our times, Ludo. Honestly, philosophers of at least the next 2 generations are going to be arguing over that. And they're not going to have any answers. No one will have any answers. Now, next week, we'll start our random spot of stuff. And we're going to start it off with Isaac, because we haven't done Isaac in a while. And I don't know what's going to come after that, but we'll figure something out. But that really does do it, because I can feel my throat is going out on me here. I'm getting all scratchy up, and that's not so great. So I'm going to... Nary an answer in sight. Nope. Got not a one. Not a one. Everyone, thank you so much for spending these 3 very odd hours with me, as always. That really makes it. I would still sit here and talk to myself for 3 hours. Believe me, I would. If nobody came, but it's a hell of a lot more fun to have all of you here. I'm glad that you're all doing well, that you're healthy, and hopefully happy. I know life is, very life-shaped for everyone right now, but I guess we're just getting through it a day at a time, and that's about the best we can hope for. So take care of yourselves. Know that you're loved. Please drink water, because that's a lot more than I'm doing. And from me, Risco here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you. Arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.